Chapter 3. The atmosphere at the university was filled with smiles and laughter. It was a time of transition between being a child and becoming an adult, a time of learning and experiencing new things on your own. In the classroom, the first-year engineering students began packing their books into their bags and planned to grab something delicious to eat after class. But when a group of people in navy blue jackets entered the room and stood in front of the class instead of the professor, all thoughts and activities came to a halt. Today is a special occasion, guys. We, the seniors, are going to take you to a welcome activity. Stand up and follow that classmate, said one of the seniors, pointing to his peer. The serious attitude of the seniors made the new students, who had only been at the university for a week, hurry to obey. When they arrived at the engineering faculty auditorium, everyone was organized to sit in an orderly manner. Once they made sure all the mechanical engineering students were present, the second-year seniors closed the doors and surrounded the first years. Guys! Do you know why we called you here today? The loud, firm voice made the atmosphere turn silent. Not even a sigh could be heard. When I ask you, answer. We don't know, sir. You don't know anything. Do you want the emblem or not? Ouch! Upon hearing the seniors shout, the new students, who were looking at the ground, immediately raised their heads. Why are you shouting like that, idiot? Doesn't your throat hurt? It's to make it more intimidating, so the kids respect us. The kids are here to study, not to be the target of your bad mood, said a young man with smoky-colored hair, his sharp face matching his navy blue jacket, as he leaned on the stage with his arms crossed. Lift your heads, guys. Look who thinks he's handsome. Jay, always stealing the spotlight, said a boy as tall as Jay, with fiery red hair combed back, showing his well-formed forehead. His sharp face and slanted eyes made him look even more intimidating as he stood next to Jay in the same posture. Why are you butting in, Jay? There's enough space for Tar to run, said a girl with black hair and pink highlights, long down to the middle of her back. Her honey-colored skin and model-like height attracted the gaze of all the new students. She pointed to a sturdy boy walking behind her, with long black hair tied carelessly with a pencil at his neck. All the seniors were used to his appearance. I'm not a rabbit, Belle. I meant a buffalo. You fight like dogs, exclaimed the golden blonde-haired girl with a sharp face as she raised her coffee cup to drink. But when Belle pushed her shoulder, the coffee spilled into her mouth. Belle, I couldn't help it, beautiful Jean. You're the one who talked nonsense. Shireen looked at her friend with a warning. Everything's dirty now, said the tall, thin boy with a buzz cut, offering a handkerchief before walking away with a cold attitude. This idiot is another handsome one. You're too cool, Gla. I'd love to kick you instead of slapping you. I wish I could look that cool, said Time, throwing a paper at Tonkla, who caught it easily. Enough already. All the freshmen are confused. We're the fourth-year seniors. Today, the second years brought you here because we have something important to announce. Champ, bring it to me, said a girl with shiny black hair and a sweet smile. Anyone who saw her would fall in love with that smile. Her small stature made her look even more delicate next to the tall boy, about 187 centimeters, with a sharp face and a scar on his eyebrow. Champ handed a shiny silver metal necklace with a gear-shaped pendant to the girl, then stayed close to her. Today, the 8 of U.S. seniors represent the fourth-year students to give you these gears. This gear is a symbol of our faculty, representing who we are. It's not that important in itself, just a piece of metal, but what really matters is the tradition it represents. It's something passed down from seniors to juniors, showing that in this faculty, you have friends, seniors, and juniors who support you. I hope that one day, when you're in our place, you'll pass it on with the same feeling. Puifai spoke with a smile, looking around. The ceiling lights dimmed to let the candlelight from the seniors shine. The faculty song played softly, harmonizing with the bright flames of the candles as they passed them to the juniors, who then walked to receive the gears from the 8 seniors. This was the last day of orientation for the new students. The first-year students showed joy, excitement, and pride for the activities they had participated in for months. The constructive and safe approach of the activities, avoiding shouting or dangerous old traditions, made the freshmen appreciate the tradition even more. After almost an hour, everything was done. The lights came back on, and seniors and juniors mingled freely. Senior Mind, what are the names of the seniors here today? Asked a freshman. Oh, you want to know them? Mind shouted to the fourth-year students who were discussing the night's party. Are you deaf or what? Fine, I'll introduce them myself. Mind cleared her throat theatrically before introducing the 8 seniors one by one. Do you see the senior holding a water bottle under his arm, with red hair, looking cool like a big rooster at the end of the alley? That's Time. The handsome guy with gray hair next to him is Jay. The one with a buzz cut who looks like a gangster but has a heart like Kitty is Tonkla. The beautiful girl who started the ceremony is Puifai, and her close friend with blonde hair is Shireen. The girl with pink highlights, super sexy but with a mouth like she has 10 dogs, is Belle. The one carrying a water bottle to Puify with a serious face is her boyfriend Champ. And finally, the one wearing glasses with long hair down to his neck is Tar. This is the complete team of the Mechanical Engineering Avengers. Are all the seniors friends? Asked a freshman. Yes, they've been friends since their first year, replied the group, looking at the seniors with admiration. I should go home, said Jay, looking at his watch. Not allowed. You have to stay and drink with us. Captain Jade won't kill you, said Time, spinning the car keys. Where are we going to drink? If it's the corner again, I'll go crazy with the mosquitoes, said Belle, tying her hair into a high ponytail. At the storage room. I already asked the guard for the keys, said Champ, showing the keychain. Perfect, so we can turn on the air conditioner. I already left the drinks and snacks there. Let's go after we finish, said Champ before separating to go to the bathroom. The creative orientation ended at 8 in the evening. The second years made sure to send the freshmen home one by one and cleaned the place. By around 9:30, everything was clean. Jay, I already closed the auditorium, said a freshman. Okay, let's go home. Leave me the keys. I'll return them to the guard, said Jay. Thank you. Are the seniors leaving too? In a bit. Go home, said Jay to the second years, who separated to go home. When he turned around, he found Time looking at him. What do you want? Let's go drink, Jay. What about the others? They're in the storage room. I waited for you because I was afraid you'd run away, said Time. I can't stay long. I don't want Captain Jade to find me, said Jay. He's working a lot. There's a new inspector at the station. New inspector? Who? Does your face look like a police officer's? Yours doesn't, but your dad's does, said Jay, spinning the keys next to Time. He knew so much because his father was also a police officer at the station. I don't know, I haven't asked him yet. Both arrived at the storage room under the classroom building. Here, electronic equipment used in classes is stored, most of it metal, so there's air conditioning. It's known that if someone needs to work urgently at night or organize a small party, they bribe the guard to get the key and must return it in the morning. When they opened the door, the cold air from the air conditioner, set to a lower temperature than necessary, hit Jay's face, making him frown. His 6 friends were sitting in a circle on the floor, with a variety of snacks and alcohol in the center, courtesy of Tonkla, whose father owned a large grocery store. Sit down, Jay, said Belle, pulling Jay's hand to sit next to her and offering him a glass of strong golden liquor. Damn, we're already 4th years. Goodbye to living off my dad's money, said Mai, who had just sat down, as she took a big gulp of alcohol. This year there aren't many classes, but the work is terrible. Grades depend entirely on performance, said Puify, eating a snack. Just thinking about it stresses me out. What are we going to do after we graduate? Asked Shireen, pouring liquor for Puify. Are we even going to graduate? Interrupted Belle, throwing a triangular snack at Tar, who was sitting across from her. Seriously, does anyone already have plans for the future? Except you two, said Mai, pointing at Puify and Champ, who were sitting together. One is the son of a car dealership owner, and the other is ridiculously rich. Are you getting married after graduation? Marry so soon? We just graduated, said Puify, blushing and looking at her partner. Let's wait till we're ready, okay? Smiled Champ, hugging Puify as their friends watched. What about you, Jay? When are you going to propose to me? Asked Time, leaning on Jay, only to be pulled back by Belle. Sorry, but Jay is mine, and so is Captain Jade, said Belle. Really, Belle? Yes. Any problem? Champ, you're going to inherit your dad's business, right? Asked Jay, passing his glass to Tonkla, who was next to him. Yeah, I guess. What about you, Tar? I'm going to do an internship. If I like it, I'll stay. If not, I'll look for another company in Bangkok, said Tar, drinking carelessly. Tonkla, are you going to get Jay drunk so he doesn't go home? Asked Shireen, seeing Tonkla pouring a large amount of pure liquor into his glass. Let's stop talking about the future. It's too stressful. I have a game, said Time, getting everyone's attention. What game? The game. He paused dramatically. Oh, the bottle. Wow, I thought you'd have an original idea, sighed Belle, resigned. How are we going to play? Let's play Truth or Dare, suggested Shireen quietly, but everyone agreed except Time. How do you play? You can ask anyone a question. The person has to choose between telling the truth or accepting a dare. Dare? Then, Time, tell me the truth. The other day, when we had group work, were you really sick, or did you go out to eat with a girl from dentistry? Truth or dare? Asked Shireen with a smile as Tonkla and Belle stared at him. Well, answer properly, pressured Belle, making Time hesitate until he finally took a big gulp of liquor. Dare. I choose Dare. I dare you to write her real name, said Time, reluctantly but finally accepting, and he stood up to write the name, as everyone laughed. Wow, you got me. Now I ask. Jay, is it true that you don't get along with Captain Jade? Why are you asking that all of a sudden? Answer right now, or I dare you to dance on the entrance pole, said Time seriously, hoping to get revenge. I'll answer. It's not that I don't get along with him. It's just that when he acts like my dad, it annoys me. Well, with that answer, I can't do anything, said Time, laughing along with the others, as Jay had dashed his red-haired friend's hopes. Jay, it's your turn to ask. I'll ask Champ. Where did you go last week when I called you and heard an announcement like from a hospital? Champ stopped with the liquor glass in his hand, looking at Jay. I went to the doctor. What doctor? No more questions. The soda's gone. I'll get another pack, said Shireen, standing up from the circle and going to get more soda from the back table. The game continued until midnight. The questions became bolder, and some chose to answer with the truth, while others accepted extravagant dares that caused laughter all night. Everyone was drunk and started talking nonsense. Jay, who initially planned to go home at midnight, had to abandon his plan due to drunkenness. Driving in that state would not only be illegal, but also dangerous. Finally, everyone collapsed on the floor, some hugging, others using their friends as pillows, looking for a corner to sleep. Jay, on the verge of losing consciousness, decided to call his brother to let him know he wouldn't be coming home that night. What's up? Bro, I'm not coming home. Speak clearly. Where are you? At the faculty, I'm not coming back, and the call ended. Jay collapsed on the floor, unconscious like the others, unaware that what would happen next would be something they would never forget. Chapter 4. Jay woke up disoriented. He shook his head slightly to clear the confusion. Looking at his friend sleeping on the floor surrounded by liquor and beer bottles, he remembered how drunk they had been. He got up and went to the bathroom to try to shake off the dizziness. He had completely forgotten what happened before he fell asleep. No matter how hard he tried to remember, he couldn't. He splashed water on his face to clear his head, and then went out to wake his friends one by one. Time! Wake up! After waking Time, who was lying with one leg over Belle, Jay went to find his phone to check the time. He remembered his phone was about to die. When he pressed the button, the screen was black, so he went to wake Belle and took her pink case phone to check the time. It was 4. He didn't know if everyone could make it home in that state. I'm freaking drunk, said Time, getting up along with Belle, who was complaining and stretching. My back hurts. What's wrong with me? Maybe you're turning into a ghost. Come on, someone who's in hell can't insult me, Belle retorted irritably before waking Shireen, who was next to her. Time, help wake the others. Yeah. Time got up, shaking his fiery red hair, and went to wake the others, until he reached Puifai, who was lying next to a cooler. When he touched her skin, he immediately pulled his hand back because it was abnormally cold, colder than it should be in an air-conditioned room. Puifai, why are you so cold? Are you okay? The others slowly woke up, stretching to relieve the discomfort of sleeping on the tiled floor, not paying attention to Time's shouts. Puifai, can you hear me? Why are you shouting? Time. Guys, Puifai isn't waking up, and her body is freezing. Time looked at Puifai again before putting his hand under her nose. He immediately jerked back. Guys, Puifai isn't breathing. What are you saying, idiot? Wake her up so we can go home. You don't believe me, come see. Belle sighed irritably and walked over to Puifai, who was lying on the floor with a pale face. She stopped when she saw how different her friend looked, who had been full of life before and now seemed lifeless. Belle put her hand under Puifai's nose as Time had done, and when she didn't feel her breath, she screamed loudly and jerked back. She's dead! Puifai is dead! This isn't funny anymore, said Shireen, her expression serious as she saw her friend's reactions. It's not a joke. What do we do, Jay? This is insane! Belle started panicking and pacing back and forth. The situation was tense, and everyone looked at Puifai's motionless body. Call an ambulance, said Jay, looking at Puifai. Tonkla, call an ambulance! Tonkla, still in shock, took his phone, but Shireen stopped him. I'll call. Go check on Champ, she said as she dialed the number. Champ was in shock, pale and with tears in his eyes. Champ, calm down. What are we going to do? Are we going to jail? Said Tar, standing up. Jail? We were just drinking. Was it your fault, Tar? Did you give her alcohol that was too strong? This is crazy. Is she going to die from alcohol? Who knows? She was never that strong. The voices of shouting and arguing filled the room. Time, give me your phone. I'm going to call Jade. Wait, are you calling the police? Tar said immediately. I'm calling Jade. He can come along with the ambulance. Are you crazy? What if they blame us? Are we going to jail? Belle shouted, trying to leave, but Jade grabbed her arm. Are you just going to leave Puifai like this? The room fell silent. Only Shireen's sobs could be heard. Puifai, please wake up. Wake up, please. Don't do this to us. At this moment, the small hope that it was all a joke was fading. Everyone was trapped in their own thoughts, confused, scared, uncomfortable, stressed, worried, and distrustful. The sound of the ambulance outside the building made everyone look at each other. Jay ran to open the door to call the ambulance and encountered a paramedic running toward them with a medical equipment bag. "Where's the injured?" he asked in a grave, hurried voice. Although he was wearing a mask, the seriousness of the doctor could be guessed, as Shireen had reported that her friend had hypothermia and had stopped breathing after drinking alcohol with the group. The doctor approached the motionless person, placed the stethoscope on the left side of the chest, frowned, and then moved it below the chest. He examined various parts of the body as the 7 friends watched anxiously. After a thorough check, he removed the stethoscope and looked at the young people watching him. "The victim has passed away. The last hope vanished." Everyone showed their sadness and disappointment in different ways, crying, silent, in shock. "Hello, can I speak to Captain Jade, please? What do you want to report?" "This is Jay, Lieutenant Pry." Since he had been to the station many times, he recognized the voices and names of the officers there. "Oh, Jay, wait a moment. I'll transfer the call to the captain." Jay waited on the line and soon heard a familiar voice. "Where have you been drinking that you haven't come home?" "Bro, I want to report something." "Want to report? Are you drunk and lost the car, or was?" Jay sighed before looking at the situation in front of him. "What's wrong?" "Pui Fai. She's dead, bro. We were drinking last night and got really drunk. When dawn came, she wasn't breathing anymore. We've already called the ambulance." "How many are there?" 8 people. "Are you sure everyone was so drunk they fell asleep?" "I'm sure, because I remember I was the last one to fall asleep." "I'm on my way. Don't touch anything and everyone stays in that room. No one leaves." The noise on the other end of the line made Jay know his brother was doing something. "Is the doctor still there?" "Yes. I want to talk to him." Jay brought the phone to the emergency doctor, who had arrived. "Hello, I'm the emergency doctor from XXX Hospital." "Hello, I'm a police officer. Can I get details about the deceased body? Are you sure she's really dead?" "Yes, you can send your forensic doctor to confirm, or I can take her to the hospital's autopsy department." "Not yet. I need to inspect the scene first. I'll be there in 15 minutes. "Okay." After the conversation, the young doctor handed the phone back to Jay. When he hung up, the atmosphere immediately became tense. Everyone was shocked and confused by what had happened, and began thinking about the first thing they needed to do: run away from the problem. "Where are you going, Tar?" "I'm going home. How can you leave? The police haven't arrived yet. You stay. I'm leaving." Jay grabbed his friend's arm and pushed him against the wall in frustration. "What's wrong with you, Tar? Pui Fai was your friend too. She was drinking with us last night. Shouldn't we stay until the police arrive? What are you so afraid of?" Everyone fell silent. It wasn't like they had never drunk together until they passed out before, but something this serious had never happened. "Doctor, do you know the cause of my friend's death?" "Right now, we can't say the cause of death because we haven't investigated anything. But given the situation, there could be several causes, like hypothermia or acute heart failure. Did the deceased have any pre-existing conditions?" Everyone looked at Champ, who was holding Pui Fai's hand without saying anything. "No. I don't know. I told you I don't know. Pui Fai had anemia, and I don't know more." "It's your fault for inviting her to drink," Belle shouted in the middle of the group of friends. "And yours too. You knew she was sick and still let her drink." "That's not fair, Belle. No one stopped her, and everyone agreed." "You can't just blame Shireen." Tonkla stood up and stepped between Belle and Shireen when he saw Belle about to confront Shireen. "Regardless of whether she died from a pre-existing condition or something else, at least we shouldn't be held responsible, right? We're not involved. At worst, we could be charged with negligence resulting in another person's death. That's it, I think." The arguments continued endlessly. The group of friends, whom many envied, were now insulting and blaming each other. The sound of a car outside made everyone quiet down and gather nervously. The first person to enter was Jade, followed by the new inspector and 2 more police officers. The forensic doctor and 2 evidence collection team members entered the scene and began working. "Jade," said Jay as he approached his older brother, before glancing at the person next to him. He remembered this person. It was someone he had seen at the pub the night before. "I can't be in charge of this case because you're my brother. Inspector Kamen will take the case." "The inspector? Hello, I'm Kamen. Now we need everyone to cooperate by staying in the area until we've collected all the evidence. It's possible everyone will have to go to the station to give statements before we have the autopsy results to determine the cause of death. But we have a wedding tomorrow, and there's also the matter of our parents." "I'll handle that. Now everyone stay calm. Officer, please take care of the forensic part." "Okay." Jade looked at his brother once more before heading to the forensic officers from the police department to make sure the body lying there was truly lifeless. The deceased is named Pawarisa, 22 years old. She has passed away, likely from acute heart failure. Jade nodded and then allowed the hospital doctor to take Puifai's body to the autopsy room to determine the cause of death, and he would follow later. The 7 of you must go to the station to give statements first. Once we have the autopsy results and confirm it was a natural death, we'll let you go. What? Shireen, who had just stopped crying, paused. Why do you have to detain us when it was an accident? We didn't do anything to Puifai, said Tar firmly. It's standard procedure. We need your cooperation. What if I refuse? Kamin raised an eyebrow, looking at the young man in front of him. Why are you so nervous if you say you didn't do anything? What are you afraid of? Kamin's question made the young man stop immediately. Tar, enough. Why are you picking a fight with the officer? Jay intervened before looking at Kamin. Sorry about my friend. He's upset about losing our friend. No problem. Everyone, follow the officers to the car. Kamin ordered 2 officers to take the 7 young people in 2 cars to the station, and he would follow. Observing the place, there was only one entrance and exit. The air conditioner was set to 18 degrees. Around the room were some small welding equipment. In the center, there were liquor bottles, beer cans, snack bags, and plastic food containers scattered around. It looked like a typical social gathering. I want to work on this case too. Your brother is still a suspect, so you can't... I have the right to work on this case because you need my help. Kamin looked at Jade, who was next to him. The latter looked at him more seriously than ever, with his arms crossed. Give me a reason why I should need your help. 1, I'm the officer in charge of this police station. 2, I'm good at my job. Kamin rolled his eyes, not hiding his irritation. And finally, Jay called me saying he and his friends were drinking until they fell asleep. Before that, he called to say he wouldn't come home, but he fell asleep before finishing the call. I heard footsteps and the sound of a beer can being kicked before the line cut off. Are you saying someone wasn't asleep? Yes, someone woke up after everyone fell asleep. So, could it have happened at that time? Will you let me help now? Fine, but if I see you cross the line in this case, whether for your brother or any other reason, I'll remove you from the case immediately. Understood. There are 2 things we need to do from now on. First, separate the 7 young people and interrogate them one by one, and second, get the autopsy results to determine the cause of Puifai's death, right? Yes. I know your thoughts so well, it seems we'll work together without issues. Knowing me so well, you'll probably become very annoying. Kamin forced a smile before turning to give orders to his evidence collection team, ignoring Jade behind him. Jade stopped smiling and looked at the liquor glasses scattered on the floor. All the glasses were empty, which was unusual. Not a single drop of alcohol was left in any of the 8 glasses.